I think maybe each video should start with a stretch so we can feel present.
Welcome to the Destination Workplace Show, a podcast that inspires CEOs, real estate, workplace, and HR leaders to create meaningful and purposeful employee experiences inside and outside of the office. My name is Nelly Hyatt, and I'm a work futurist. And I'm sitting down with leaders to talk about the future of the workplace, their vision and ambition for the next generation of employees, and how to have an impact.
So I'm the Global Office Expansions Lead here at Transferwise. I joined 8 months ago, and predominantly myself and my team are responsible for managing our global real estate portfolio, which expands across Americas, APAC, and also EMEA as well. And we're responsible for the design and fit out of our spaces too.
Okay, and we just read some exciting news about expansion at Transferwise. Can you tell me more about this?
Yeah, we're really excited to announce that we're doing an expansion at our HQ in London. We've got some pretty ambitious hiring plans coming up in the following months, and we're looking to hire 750 new employees to join us. And so London is part of that exciting, ambitious growth plan that we have.
Wow. Where are you taking this inspiration?
Yeah, so the vision we've tried to take is we've very much looked at sports stadiums, particularly the NFL. And one of the big questions we asked ourselves is why do fans go to stadiums? Especially in recent years, with the advent of more home technology, you can sit in the comfort of your own chair and watch a game. Why is it they get up and go to the stadiums? And when we took some time to really delve into this and explore it further, we found that there was a number of reasons that was driving this behaviour. It was about choice of amenities, things like community van zones where people can come together who share the same values and the same mission. And also access to technology, things like mobile apps where you can watch the latest live action replays, or fast Wi-Fi and connectivity within stadiums. These are all things that make people want to go. And for us, it's about how do we translate that into the workplace? How do we encourage our employees to want to come to our space and work in those workplaces? And so for this, we've coined the name Destination Workplace. And that's something we're really quite excited about at Transferwise, is how do we now go and implement that and make that a reality?
This is such a powerful idea to take inspiration from stadium, because when you're a fan of a team, you want to be there. You want to witness live what is happening. You want to see your stars, and you want to connect with the other fans because you share this love. I think what I love is that your audience. You are in the UK. Soccer, football, teams, fans is very much part of the culture. And so because that for people, it would be very easy to see it in the comms, in the space, in the event, in the way you attract them back in. And that shows a lot of, I think mindfulness for who's my audience? What is the culture that they grew up in? And what are the messages, even if they're subtle, that they will understand? And the stadium in the UK is place. And so going back to the stadium, the powerful idea that you brought was that it seems like there's something in being a witness live, because people, as you say, people could stay at home and see the game going on.
Right. You want to be that person that said, I was there when Tom Brady threw that ball, right? You want to be that person that said that happened. And I think it's the same in the workplace. And I think it's partly through design, but I think the community aspect of it plays massively as well into this.
This is definitely something new that companies have to adopt. It's not only committing to a lease, then designing the space, and then you leave. No, actually, you need people to generate events, activities, and a community feeling. With work, it's a little more challenging because we want people to do their best work. So we'll have to strike the right balance between how we can create this idea that they should book, they should be very excited to come in, and sometimes they won't be able to come in maybe because there's not enough space and they still have to do their work. Do you think about this sometimes?
I do. It keeps me up a lot, actually, thinking about this. Because for me, it's all about if we come back to your example of the stadium, it's all about experience. And so for me, any solution has to be convenient for your employees. And so if you start putting barriers to entry in the equation, so having to book to go to the office, having to book a desk, making these hurdles you've got to overcome, it starts to begin to like kind of devalue that experience, and it starts to eat away at that experience. And so that becomes a real challenge. Like, how do you balance like the need for diligence and kind of control versus that experience and convenience aspect? And it's immeasurably difficult, and I don't think there's a solution out there right now that quite ticks all the boxes. Hence that plays around in my mind a lot just now.
That's very inspiring to see a leader pondering about a question without finding yet the answer, because it shows that you're going to iterate and measure and track to get the right answer. At the same time, as people will play with their own flexibility and choice, maybe that will balance out, or balance even the people who are decided to stay at home or go to a coffee shop or come to the office. And still with this technology of like social network, they'll know, today was not a good day to stay at home because that happened. So tomorrow I'll come.
Yeah. And things like Slack and other tools help with that too, for sure. I think also it's not just necessarily the variance between days of the week. I think we'll see variances in seasons too as well. When it gets darker outside and people can't socialize together, then they're more likely going to want to come to the office. And I think particularly to our Estonian office based in Tallinn, where it gets dark very early there in the winter. And so, that impacts your mental health. There's no two ways about it. And so you want to be around people. And certainly when we look at our survey results from the workplace surveys that we've done, we see very much that social aspect, that social integration that you see in those stadiums, for example, is very much at the forefront of our WISE's wants and needs. And so, we really must be mindful of that.
Darren, it has been wonderful to have this conversation with you. I'm leaving with a lot of inspiration. I want to be invited to a stadium office where I feel so connected with the other fans and we see our stars. And I know that I'm happy to be here. I'm not missing out. So I think the employees at Transferwise will be very lucky.
Again, thank you for having me today. It's been a pleasure.